Yes, thank God that Charlie Boy and Omoyele of Sahara Reporters were there to take the lead to mobilize who they could to make the protest happen by all odds. And whatever the outcome was, I am very, very proud of them both and all the fearless people who went with them. Nevertheless, I noticed that Charlie Boy and Omoyele do have something in common. They have both stayed outside the continent. And cheap blackmails and caving in times of trouble is not a part of their mindset. And that is why I want to indulge all good-hearted and brave Nigerians in the diaspora to step up to the task of helping liberate our people and country from the hands of our evil leaders. Nigerians do have the agency, the right agency and manpower. But they have been so oppressed for too long a time that they need us to push the burden towards change, and they will follow. There is nothing bad if 2 or 3 out of the 4 political parties to be formed that I suggested comes out of Nigerians in the diaspora, men and women, whether it's a political party or liberation movement or movement to put our government and politicians in check. Please do something. I beg of you all. Whether you are in North America, Europe, Australia, or in any part of the world, it is time to answer to the call of our national anthem. Arise, O compatriot. Nigeria call, obey. So together we will fight and win this battle. Please do not say it is none of your business and that you don't care about what happens in Nigeria because you are no longer there. I left Nigeria over 2 decades ago, and I really don't have to be doing this. But my heart bleeds and breaks each time I see the sufferings of my people, especially women and children, and when I know those sufferings are man-made. They were being created by human beings, and a lot of things that can be avoided and can be solved. That is why I want to put my voice towards change, because I am sick and tired of seeing the situation and the sufferings and oppression of my people. There are times I watch videos of mysteries that I cry throughout the day. I I can barely go to bed after watching certain videos of what is happening back home. So please, I beg you all, if you're sick and you're tired of seeing things that affects our people, please do something. There is nothing too small. We all can touch a life. We all can add our voices together for change. Number 12. We must and should stop the blame game of pointing fingers only to our leaders. Because from the head to the tail of the fish is rotten. I have said it before. We must also take the blame of celebrating thievery and worshiping money instead of brain and honesty. We must realize too that it is not easy to govern a people like Nigerians. No wonder when these old leaders come into power, their heads deteriorate faster than they ever envisaged, because we are all a pain in the ass. Yes. A country where money is everything and where educational achievements are silent and swept under the rug, and children grow up knowing just one thing: get rich in any way possible. This notion got to stop. If we need long-lasting change, we have got to start teaching our children in schools how bad and ugly corruption is, and how they can earn good life through perseverance, hard work, truthfulness, and good education. Again, they must start understanding the importance of nation building, love for country, and to let them know that without hard work, there is no gain and no magic touch or stick to wealth or riches. They must be taught respect and love of giving, and history should be compulsory at all levels of education. For example, President Buhari came with the promise of stopping corruption. Now, as citizens of Nigeria, we should ask ourselves what we are doing, or how are we helping the president to achieve this goal of a corrupt-free Nigeria. Most of the times, we fuel corruption in our markets, place of work, schools, hospitals, churches, mosques, and even with our law enforcement officers, and so on and so forth. We as a people have to cooperate together to reject these practices that have set us back as a people, by getting away from the concept of guilty or not guilty, and examine how to solutionalize our problems. We must create awareness programs and educate people about the destruction and impact of corruption, and the mindset of becoming a millionaire without working hard for it. And how to give job on merit and qualification, and not man no man politics. We should let our youth know they count and should be given the right and relevant platform and space and the opportunity to demonstrate their skills. Another point is, before we give our major jobs and industries in Nigeria to be managed by outsiders and foreigners, we should first make sure there is no one who can do it in Nigeria. That is why education should be prioritized. Young professionals should be sponsored abroad to learn skills and then come back home to implement them in our home built factories and companies. Learning a skill or trade should be highly encouraged. More technical schools built, and the beliefs in ourselves should be well publicized and believed because we can do it ourselves. Yes, we can. And history of us as a people should be made compulsory in our schools at all levels, because that will make the upcoming generation at least to understand their self of purpose, who they are, and they will be able to understand how social issues, religious issues, even political issues affect them as a people. This brings me to the end of this video.